We're going to be talking about a show that is in its 6th and final season. That show is called House of Cards. I think that's appropriate for election time. Right?
I think it's perfect.
Right.
Perfect.
So,
perfect choice.
House of Cards just came out on Friday, November 2nd, and they released all 8 episodes at once. But we decided we're going to just go 2 episodes at a time. So, we're going to talk about the first 2 episodes. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. So, Claire Underwood is now the President of the United States.
Yes.
I'm so excited for this. I didn't know what to expect. It was kind of weird not having Frank there, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean,
But I kind of welcomed it.
Yeah, we knew it was coming. We know it was the right choice, but it is a little, he's like the absent present.
Yeah, exactly. So it starts off with she has to make her first public appearance since being president, and there's already like a death threat.
Yes.
Of course. Mm-hmm. And the vice president is trying to say you really shouldn't go. And she's like, I'm going. It's the 4th of July. There's no way I'm going to miss this appearance.
Right.
Right? Which, good for her. By the way, Robin Wright's brilliant. Nothing phases her like Claire Underwood's not. Oh, you're getting goosebumps?
I know, I did all over my body.
I figured.
It's just her on-screen presence is just like chilling.
It's amazing. As crazy and like scandalous as she is, I almost wish I could have that temperament. She's just very like,
she's
cool
as an evil cucumber.
Yes, well said. Exactly. So what did you think about the scene when she's hearing noises in the wall?
Okay, so she was like, have you figured out what that noise in the wall is? And you keep hearing this like thump, thump,
yeah.
thump. And then nobody can figure it out, which I'm like, you live in the White House, you have Secret Service, you can't figure out what that noise is.
Yeah.
And she figures it out.
It's a bird.
It's a bird in the wall.
It was like pecking out of the wall. And all we can think of is that that's like the spirit of Frank Underwood, right?
Totally.
And she's like, I release you.
Well, when she was walking though with that bird in her hand.
Did you think she was going to crush it?
Yes!
You thought she was going to crush the bird?
I was so worried for the bird.
Because you don't know what to expect with her.
Is she just going to like crush the bird and it's going to fall to the steps?
Right. I thought the same thing.
I was like, it was the most suspenseful, possibly the most suspenseful moment in the show. And even though like people have died, like literally people have been killed in the show, I was like most concerned for the bird. The bird didn't do anything.
I know.
The bird wasn't trying to gain anything politically or career-wise, like didn't want to be a famous journalist or anything. It was just trying to get out of the wall.
But nonetheless, she did let the bird go. She was releasing Frank, basically.
Yes.
It was symbolic.
Yes.
Another person who's back is Doug Stamper. He's under like psychiatric observation.
What is he up to?
Is he plotting against her?
So I was wondering in the first episode, like how long is he going to maintain that he is guilty for, the murders that Frank committed?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, is this going to go on season after season? And then nope.
No, I know.
Right? So what's he going to do?
I don't know.
He's out now.
He's such a loose cannon. I don't know because I just kind of automatically thought if you're loyal to Frank, you're loyal to Claire. But it doesn't appear that way at all.
Clearly, he is not loyal to her.
Yeah.
He does not like her.
Again, another great performance by a great actor.
Questions are raised about the nature of the relationship between Frank and Stamper. Like, what was their relationship? There's obviously a lot of undertones, and we know the president, may he rest in peace,
Sure.
Had histories with other men.
Yeah.
So what did Stamper and Frank Underwood have in the past that we haven't been made privy to yet? It's very unambiguous.
That is true. If I had my guess, I actually thought it was more of like a father-son relationship. I don't know. Because he's got issues. He's got parental issues in my mind. Obviously with his mom.
Yes.
Refer back to the first few seasons.
Yes, for sure.
And then I wanted to bring up when she actually decided to do that appearance with the troops.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when she was shaking hands with everybody and that one
Yes,
troop?
So there was one female troop who questioned her.
She's like, what's your plan to like keep us safe and not get us killed?
Right, you're sending us into war. Do you even have a plan?
Exactly. And then Claire said the best thing ever. What did she say, Dr. S?
She says, would you have asked me that if I was a man?
Boom. In your face.
But I have a question.
Go.
Claire doesn't like to be questioned, does she?
No, she doesn't.
Yes, because I was thinking, or Claire doesn't like to be questioned by women.
Oh, do you think?
Well, what about the journalist who asked her a question
plane?
later? I mean, I know that journalist had previous interactions with Frank Underwood and knew things that maybe Claire didn't want to be made public.
Right.
But she did not like to be questioned by that young woman either.
Do you think it's just women, though? Because I think she's very defensive. She's on guard because she's like, you got a lot of people coming at her that think they want her to fail, basically.
Well, she's putting on mixed messages, I think. She's saying that she's going to fight for women's rights, kind of, but then she doesn't like to be questioned by women. So I don't know. I feel like there's a lot going on with her take on.
I would agree with that, except the vice president says a lot against her. And she's like, no, dude, I'm going to do what I want to do, in layman's terms, basically.
True, that's true.
And he's a male. So I don't know. I think it's just anybody questioning her because she's got, she's got a lot to work against. I don't know. We'll see. It was only the first 2 episodes. Another thing is there was like an attempted assassination when she was in her limo. But really, was it? It was more like a scare tactic,
right.
I think.
Was it trying to send a message? When people are able to even attempt that assassination, could they have actually been successful if they wanted to be successful? It's really not yet answered.
Probably,
it's not clear. I don't know.
Well, whoever those people are, Diane Lane's character and her brother are like some kind of evil, obviously. And then the son, who, by the way, is in American Horror Story.
So Annette and Bill Shepard.
Yes.
Who are brother and sister, but I kind of got a strange
Jamie Lannister and Cersei.
Yeah, I totally got that kind of like incest vibe. I totally did. So does that make their son Duncan? I mean, her son Duncan, the Joffrey of the show. There was definitely that like undertone going on there. It's
funny you say that because I kind of thought these first 2 episodes were like Game of Thrones with like suits and heels.
Yes,
you know.
And if you're gonna insert Game of Thrones into politics, it should be in a TV show and not in real life.
Oh.
Yeah, I went there. It's okay. Move on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not sure what that is, but I like it that you went there.
So, but I don't know if I missed it or if they neglected to mention that they were brother and sister, because at first I was trying to figure out what their relationship was, and then I was like, oh my god, they're brother and sister.
The only way I knew is because when she talked to her son, she's like, your uncle.
Yes.
Your uncle, my brother.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's when it came out. So
exactly.
Yes. Mm-hmm, exactly.
Well, it's seeming like this season's going to be just as ugly and sinister as the other ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when Claire does her direct address to the camera, as I'm doing right now.
Oh, I love that.
So she's like giving her speeches just like Frank would.
Yeah.
And then he would directly talk to the audience as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't know if I can trust her. Like, she says she's going to deliver us this truth that he never gave us.
Totally.
And I want to believe her. And at first, my first impulse is to believe her. But then I'm like,
you can't.
No, I don't know. Everything. My mind is very confused right now.
I know. I want
to trust her. And then I also want to make sure we talk about how the season opened, which was the flashbacks to Claire as a child.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was, I think, the very first scene where Claire is a child and we see her. Yeah.
That was a little disturbing. Yeah.
Yes. So we see that she was, like, what's the word? It's beyond bullied. Like, she's like abused and like
kind of by these little young boys that like cut her clothes off.
Yes, so really awful things happened to her as a child, and the season opens up that way, and we get a few more scenes of that throughout the first and second episodes.
Yes,
and then we see her retaliate
with the broom.
Yes, and I know that horrible things happen to her, but her retaliation is quite brutal.
Yeah,
yeah, and so.
It's good that we get to learn, like, maybe how she became this kind of cold-hearted
and person. The way her mother does not help her or defend her, and basically her mother treats her like she brought on all this torture.
Yes. Dr. S, it's TV theory. They want you to, like, know where they came from so you can kind of feel sorry for them, and then she's probably going to betray us. You know? That's just how it works.
I know. Right.
Well, it's only been 2 episodes. There's a total of 8 episodes. So next week we'll talk about episode 3 and 4.
Episode 3 and 4.
Wow, I can't wait.
I know this family, the Shepherd family, they're going to be a presence, and they're really creeping me out.
They're trouble.
And I just have to say, too, that game that Claire and Annette play where they, like, talk to each other and they don't move their lips and they just smile.
Yeah.
It's very sinister.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really...
It's pretty entertaining, though.
Yeah, it is good. Good stuff.
Well, stay tuned. We'll talk more on the next episode.